Hi, so once again, it's me because I see you're struggling with your writing. So I will not be looking at drafts again, so they are due Wednesday. Do the best you can using this tutorial. Most of you have done okay with the introduction. All you have to do is turn this into sentences. Cristina Diaz Gonzalez wrote The Red Umbrella about a family during the Cuban Revolution, and then the rest of the information. So just turn that into sentences. Where you're really struggling is your body paragraphs. First of all, you have to answer the question, and maybe about a third of you aren't even answering the question. The question is, how does the author develop the theme? And so your topic sentences have to address that. So for example, here, the author developed the theme through the symbol of the red umbrella as strength. Now, I have to spend the rest of the paragraph proving that. I helped and gave you an outline that had 2 quotes. Again, some of you chose not to use those, and I've made comments to you about where your quotes aren't quite working, if that's been a problem. What's important to notice is each quote has to have, and before it, you have to say what's going on in the story to give context so that the reader has some idea what you're talking about. And then afterward, you have to give an explanation as to how the quote proves the topic sentence. So for example, if I'm saying the umbrella shows strength, and that's how the author develops a theme about the strong family, then I need to say before this quote at the beginning, which a lot of you have used, I need to say that Lucia is embarrassed by Mom's umbrella as they're headed to the store. Now notice mine are written, these are just totally note form. They're not sentences. I'm just giving you ideas what you could talk about. So how does that show strength? Remember, if in the topic sentence you're saying that it's a symbol of strength, then everything that you have to say about it has to be about the fact that it's a symbol of strength. So notice down here, I'm saying what strength it is. So this first quote would be the strength of the parents fighting the revolution. When I come down here, it's the strength of both Lucia and her parents, because Lucia is preparing the house for her parents. At the very end, they are preparing the cottage, and the parents, Papa went underground to bribe officials to get out of the country, so still fighting the revolution. So I have to use strength throughout the paper. That's what my topic sentence said. So throughout that paragraph, I have got to use strength and explain what strength they're showing. And I put a list of things here. I mean, they're hiding the jewels in the floor. They didn't let Lucia join Jóvenes. They didn't let Frankie go to the Pioneros group. All of that shows strength. They're fighting the revolution. Now, a lot of you used the last quote in the book, which about her bending down to pick up the umbrella. But I need to know that the children are there meeting them in the Nebraska airport, and that Papa walked in using the umbrella as a cane. That's the context to make that make sense. And then I see the strength of both Lucia and her parents out working to bring the family back together. Then you end with a concluding sentence, again reiterating or repeating the fact that the strength or the symbol shows the theme. Because again, the question is, how does the author develop the theme? The answer in this paragraph is the author develops the theme through the umbrella as strength. So all of this connects together. Everything you say in this paragraph should connect to that idea of strength, and that umbrella being then the umbrella showing the strength of the family. It's just the symbol that shows how they're strong together. Okay. The next paragraph says that Lucia has a character change, and some are calling her Lucy and some Lucia, and it doesn't really matter to me. It was used in the book either way. So you have they didn't see all the good things the revolution could do, or some of you said about Fidel Castro was doing good things for the family. But I need to know the context is that she and her parents are arguing about whether or not she can join Jóvenes. And of course, she wants to join because her friends are, and she's still innocent. She saw the men hang, the pharmacist or the banker who may have gotten shot, and she still thinks, oh, these must be bad men. She does not at this point question the revolution. later in the story, when Mama's on the phone explaining Papa didn't get the visa, Mama says, they're purposely destroying the family. And that's when Lucille finally realizes that her family can't get out because they're being punished for not supporting Castro. And so it's not till the end that she loses that innocence and really sees what the revolution is about. And it's about Fidel Castro wanting power. It's not about him trying to really help the people in Cuba. So on this one, what's important is I've got to show that change. So I start with her innocent, but by the end, I have her realizing that the government is punishing them. So she goes from innocent and thinking the government is good to realizing, wow, the government is really punishing people. And I wrap up again with the idea that Lucia's character change develops that theme about the family being strong, because now she has to also show strength in fighting the revolution and helping to prepare a place for her parents. And however you want to talk about that. But it's her character changing that again shows us the strength to fight this revolution and the strength to pull her family together in spite of that revolution. And the final paragraph talks about resolution. One of the mistakes that you made, and again, resolution to develop theme, one of the mistakes that was pretty common is if you didn't use the quotes that I provided, you used 2 quotes that showed the resolution. So you can't do that. You have to have something from earlier in the story. So I chose the conflict then when the kids had to leave Cuba. So then this would be the conflict, and I can even make a note for you here. This is about the conflict, and in this case the parents really didn't want the kids brainwashed, and that's why they worked and made arrangements with Laura's mom to get tickets to get the kids out of the country. They didn't want them brainwashed into believing the revolution and their goals. Then at the end, then we see kind of that turnaround is here now they are reunited at that airport in Nebraska. There's a cottage ready, and they're ready to make a home here in this new country where they're allowed to have freedom of thought and not just be pushed into the communist agenda. Again, then showing the importance of family, so they left the country in order to be together, and that's what it took for the family then. And so the resolution getting to that they're all together. So each paragraph has its own role to play in this essay. The first paragraph showing how the symbol developed the theme. The second one showing how Lucia's character change developed the theme. And then finally, how the conflict and resolution work together really to develop the theme. So you can never lose sight of the fact that you're proving this is how the author developed the theme, that families are stronger when they stay together. So a lot of your green should try to figure out then how you're coming, especially the second greens in each paragraph, about the family coming together or being stronger. So even when Lucia becomes stronger, it's because she's able to understand and be loyal to her family rather than the Cuban government. So everything is about that family being stronger. Everything comes back to that theme, and remember that as you're doing the writing. And then finally the conclusion, again, the conclusion just all goes together as a paragraph, and I'll even take that off because some of you had some trouble with that. Maybe I'll just put in conclusion here. I know you hate the keys. I can't help it. They are what they are. Okay. So in conclusion, and then just make that into a paragraph. If the call to action is too hard or you're struggling with that, you can certainly delete it. But all the call to action really is looking at your theme and how does that theme apply kind of in everyday life. So the theme in Freedom Summer about the boys fighting injustice together, clearly that's something that applies to today. Here, keeping family together, or family being together, or family being stronger when they're together, that applies for all of us still today. So if there's a way you can encourage people to fight for families, to keep their family strong, to keep their family together, that would be the call to action. But again, I don't want you to worry too much about it because that's such a small part of the grade. What I really need you to do is stay focused on how does the author develop the theme through the symbol, through the character change, and through the resolution. Keep your focus. Good luck.